Okay, it's Tuesday the 29th of November. We're at St Mary Magdalene Church in Haltern am See. Interesting, Haltern was originally a castle and a fortress in the Roman times, so it has so much history here. And now some will say that this is where King Arthur received his instructions, which would make sense because him being from, in the earlier years, obviously he was a Roman soldier originally, and then obviously moved forward through the continents, as it were, in the demise of the Roman Empire. So, bring it forward many centuries, and we come to the year 1166, and in 1166, this was actually the whole area of this. The castle was transformed, it turned into a monastry, devout religion here, and it's still evident today. There's streets and things with different markings on. But in the church, it's amazing, as you can see from the detail down here. Now, they keep the heating on all the time in here. You can't see that on the camera, obviously, but purely to make sure that things are preserved. So it's kept in a really nice condition. Sadly, we won't be able to go up to the high altar, as they call it, because it's obviously protected by alarms, and because of the age of the items there, it's sadly you can't go there at all, really. So you imagine this is part of the monastery originally, but you can just see up there at the vaulted ceilings. I mean, it's amazing the style that they have there. And if we sort of pan down towards the altar itself, we can see we've got the golden eagle on the height of the altar, most impressive. And then to the left there, we've got some of the disciples, not all of them actually, and we've actually got Mary and Martha. I don't know if you can see that on the central part. We've got Mary and Martha going up to the cross. So Mary's the one that's down, kneeling down, bathing the feet of the Jesus, really. So very interesting stuff. Over here to our left, we've got a rather magnificent piece of artwork. Look at that beautiful adorned work. But it's quite interesting because we've got the child Jesus with actually ginger hair, which is not often portrayed, is it? He's normally sort of blonde hair or long black hair and very anglicised, but you can see here it's far from being anglicised, obviously. We're in Germany, but it's interesting how different representations of the Jesus are presented. Over here, this is amazing as well. None shall pass. And we've got him here with his seraph and what have you, and he's pointing out none shall pass but those of God, one true God. So that's what that sort of dictates and presents there, which is quite nice. And over to here, sort of pan around and see that wonderful piece. It's a shame we can't get in there to see it, but there's reasons why. I love the little urn with the Kiru on it. We can see that, which is very pleasant. To the left of that urn, we've got the wonderful cherubs all over the actual, you can see there, amazing carving. Now that's a relatively modern carving in its existence, but it's just nice to see how it complements the old with the new, per se. Going up there, we can see the Mary Magdalene, as always profound. Always the colours used across all continents, the red dress with the blue robes. Sometimes blue robes and blue dresses and red robes, it varies. But always those two distinct colours, blue and red, representing the blood. So oxygenated and deoxygenated. So quite interesting in that sense. Fairly modern piece of artwork here about the purported death of Jesus, or murder of him. It depends whether you believe if he died on a cross. My research has always led me to believe that he died from being crushed by two boulders, which was the traditional part back then. It was only thieves and really lower scale people that were put on crosses, really. So I think there's a little bit of a twist in history there. The only thing I particularly liked here is when you see them putting him into a coffin, into like a cast stone coffin. I know the lighting's a little bit back there. Let's see that there. And that's quite interesting because we've actually got three of the disciples. So I'll leave it to you to work out which disciples they are, really. But if we see how one of them's got his left leg raised, the other one's showing his right foot only. So there's sort of stories within stories in most pictures, really. and how the Christ is going into this coffin. But he looks very much alive, doesn't he? He doesn't look dead. So, yeah, it's just modern artwork, but it's quite nice how it's all been laid out. So you can see we've got someone holding him. Now, doesn't it look like it's almost holding with wings at the back? It's quite interesting. So, what a lovely, lovely church. So sadly we can't get to many places, but St Mary Magdalene Church in Haltern am See, Nordwest Deutschland, northwest Germany.
Außerdem sagte er, womit soll ich das Reich Gottes erreichen? Es ist wie der Sauerteig, den eine Frau unter einem großen Trog Mehl mischte, ist das Ganze durchsäuert. Evangelium unseres Herrn Jesus. Lasst uns beten zu unserem Herrn Jesus Christus, der uns in seiner Botschaft Mut macht, zum Sauerteig für diese Welt zu werden.
Für die Kirche, dass es ihr gelingen möge, durch ihr Wirken in der Welt zum Sauerteig zu werden, der die Welt von innen heraus verwandeln kann. Christus höre uns. Für die Verantwortlichen in Politik und Wirtschaft, dass sie ihre Entscheidungen bemühen, eine gerechtere und friedliche Welt zu gestalten. Christus höre uns. Für die Armen und Notleidenden, dass sie Menschen begegnen dürfen, die sich ihrer unvoreingenommenen Befolgung nehmen. Christus höre uns. Für die Verstorbenen, dass sie dann im ewigen Reich der Liebe, des Friedens und der Gerechtigkeit geborgen sind. Christus höre uns.
Um dies und alles, was sich unausgesprochen in unseren Herzen befindet, bitten wir dich, Gott, durch Jesus Christus, unseren Glauben.
Okay, it's Mittwoch here in Germany, i.e. Wednesday, and my German language is starting to get a little bit back to normal again, thank goodness. But we're at St Nicholas's Church on the outskirts of Dusseldorf, and it's a beautiful church. It's a shame we can't get inside today. I can't seem to find any phone numbers. But what's really interesting about this particular part of land is it said this is where King Arthur received his instructions. So and I find that quite interesting because it's also where my great-grandfather received his instructions as well, because he was here for a short period of time many years ago, and was very tied into the religious part of this area. So yeah, really nice church. Obviously it's an older style church. It's been here for the last 300 years, but obviously again, like most things, it's built on the grounds of older establishments and what have you. And there's some lovely things to see. I mean, in particular that's just lovely. It's a very nice style. It's very Roman, very Romanesque style of Jesus, which is quite nice to see. Which just ties in nicely with the Knights Templar, really, I guess. So yeah, it's a shame we couldn't get into this one today, but at least we've seen it from the outside, and my friend Janice has certainly done enough photographs, which is quite nice.